Hello there, and welcome to another disappointing Sheffield United match reaction. We've just gone and given away another late goal. The only good thing I can say about it is that we've scored a goal and we've not lost. That's the only good thing I can say about this game. Oh God, I'm losing the patience with Sheffield United. I really, really am. Supported him for a very, very long time. I've supported him through all the dark times. But let's be honest, this is a dark time. I know we're in the Championship. I know we're sort of just below mid-table. But I've watched one exciting game of football, Sheffield United performance, in what seems to be nearly 2 years. That Peterborough game at home where we were scoring goal after goal after goal. Everything else, other than an odd win here, an odd win there, has not been fun to watch. The reason why we fall in love with football, the reason why we go and watch football is to enjoy it. And I'm just not enjoying it. I feel like that football manager that's like, I'm really starting to fall out of love with football. And you know what? I'm feeling like that right now. I'm not just one of these people that can switch off from Sheffield United and go and watch a Premier League game or go and watch a Champions League game or go and watch, I don't know, anything, just watch other football. I can't do that. When Sheffield United don't win or lose or don't play well, it affects me. I don't want to watch any other football. I'm annoyed. I'm I always seem to be annoyed all the time at the moment. And this is what's frustrating. And this is what I'm just not enjoying watching football. Anyway, let's crack on into it because I don't want to be here all night. First of all, I'll be honest. I don't think we were too bad in the first half. I think we dominated possession without actually creating anything. The only chance we had in the first half fell to Bogle on an angle and just side foot it straight at the goalkeeper. They had a couple of good opportunities. One from Lolly from distance that I think just went wide. And then they had a couple of corners that they went quite close with. One flick on that could have ended up in the back of the net. Another one that I think just hit somebody and just went wide. But that was the first half. We dominated possession until probably the 35th, 40th minute. And then they came into it, had a couple of chances from those corners and things like that. But I didn't mind the first half. The first half wasn't terrible. The second half felt like Barnsley first half, where we barely had, well, no, we had a lot of the ball against Barnsley in the first half. That's a lie. But we barely had any of the ball in the second half, it seemed. And we didn't create anything with it when we did have it. Forest didn't really do a lot, to be honest. Let's be honest. Forest probably shaded this game. If anyone deserved to win it, you'd probably say maybe just Forest because they had a couple more chances. They probably had one more clear-cut chance than we did. But yeah, it was only 2 to them, 1 to us in clear-cut chances, in my opinion. And we scored with ours. That's one good thing to say. One positive to take from this game, that the only clear-cut chance that we had, we scored from. Now, you've got to say it's a good finish. Morgan Gibbs-White picks it up on the left wing, plays Billy Sharp down the wing, and he plays a lovely ball in with his left foot right into Morgan Gibbs-White's path, and then I think he passed it through the goalkeeper's legs. And one thing that did annoy me a little bit, and I know it shouldn't annoy me because he scored the goal, but he ran over to the Blades fans. I know all the Blades fans were going crazy, but he was stood there like that, and it's like it were almost like he'd taken on 6-7 men and smashed it in the top corner. Like, yeah, you've scored a goal, we've still not won the game, but I don't think that deserved that celebration. It were almost like, look at me. And it were like, I don't think Morgan Gibbs-White has particularly been pulling up many trees in the past month or so. And it seemed a bit, don't know, a bit cocky when actually he was quite poor tonight as well. But he took that goal very, very well. It was a great ball from Sharp. And really, I was expecting Iliman and Dye to come on and light up that second half when people were tired. And he didn't bring him on straight away. I think it was round about the 60 odd, something like that, maybe just after when Ndai came on. It was great to see him come on, but he didn't particularly do anything either. So it was a little bit of a frustrating night. Obviously, frustration was capped off perfectly by them going and nicking an equalizer. I say nicking, it was probably coming. You know what we're like. We concede goals at will in the last 10-15 minutes. And a ball came into the box. Didn't look particularly like a difficult ball to deal with. Basham had a fantastic game all game until this moment. And I'm not sure, actually. I think there was one other chance just before. It was either just after or just before where the ball came across the box and all it needed was a touch and it was in the back of the net. And that was Basham's man as well. So Basham lost his man for that one. And Basham also, I don't know if you can blame Basham or Egan or Stevens, but the thing is, if you've ever played football and you are not marking somebody or somebody's got two men, they're needing to tell you, like, Bash, you're not marking anyone there. I've got two men. Get your send back into the box. Like, Egan's marking his man, Stevens is marking his man, and there's one Lewis Grabban right in the middle of those two. And really, it's the one person that you don't want to not be marking. Same as Billy Sharp. Like, if you don't want so, if you need to be marking someone, it is Billy Sharp. Same with Lewis Grabban. You should be marking Lewis Grabban because he's the one that's going to put the ball in the back of the net, and he did. I think it just kind of took a bobble off him, and it landed right into his path perfectly for him to just toe punk it into the goal just past Olsen. I'm not going to blame Olsen, but it felt like he thought he was going to get to the ball, so he kind of dived at the ball rather than holding his hands up to try and stop it. Like I say, it's not Olsen's fault, but I just felt that he possibly could have done a little bit better. His decision making there, him thinking that he was going to get there before Grabban, probably, well, it was the wrong thing to do, but yeah, it just he could have done better with that. We'll say that. So yeah, that's really it. That was the match. So we'll quickly go through the team because, like I said, I don't want to be here all night. Olsen didn't have anything to do other than what I've just mentioned. I don't know if he even made a save in the game. A couple that went wide. Well, all of them went wide, I believe. Bogle didn't do a great deal, did he? He got forward. He didn't particularly play terribly, but he didn't create anything. He had that one shot that, like I said, just rolled into Samba's arms. Stevens on the other side, he put a couple of okay balls into the box, but I thought overall his passing was awful. Lots and lots of misplaced passes, and just did not enjoy Stevens's performance like I've not enjoyed Stevens's performances for a while. I thought that Stevens was going to come back in, he was going to rip that shirt off Norrington Davis, and that was going to be it. And he kind of did, because he came in for the Southampton game, played out of his socks, scored a goal, and since then he's not done anything in the league. He's actually been relatively poor, in my opinion. I might have been going over the top a little bit there, but yeah, he's not had a good game for me today. Basham and Egan, I thought Egan was strong. I thought he did most things right. There was one point where he gave the ball away in a really, really dangerous position, and if they'd have scored there, then obviously Egan would have been the one to blame. He wouldn't have had a leg to stand on. Bash, I thought, coming out, bringing the ball out, he was fantastic. I love Ben Davies bringing the ball out and finding his passes, but Basham does it in a slightly different way, whereas Ben Davies picks the ball up, tries to get it out of his feet and then pass it out. Basham picks the ball up and runs with it. There's two slightly different styles. And for me, I think Basham's probably gets us on the front foot a bit quicker. Because Ben Davies is picking out that pass and then they've got to control it and then they've got to turn. Basham, he sees an opening and he's through and he's away. So that's what I love to see from Basham. And he did that for most of the game. Towards the end, when it was squeaky bum time, that's when you needed Basham to show his quality. And he didn't. He really didn't. It was upsetting to see that from Bash because he had such a good game. We were singing his praises all game. And now, after those two mistakes, you've got to say, from Bash, maybe he's given Slav a reason to drop him. Maybe he has. And it's sad to see that because I love Bash to bits. I think Bash has been one of the shining lights of many shining lights over the past 4 or 5 years. And he's kind of just, for me, ruined his chance of playing another league game in the space of 5-10 minutes. So, yeah, it is what it is. Fleck and Norwood, I don't think they had good games today. Norwood got a booking really early on, which, yeah, for me, it wasn't a booking. But I feel like that stopped him from putting some other tackles in. I think that completely neutralised his defensive side of play. So he's really just running around like a headless chicken, just not putting tackles in, which Norwood loves the booking. And when you've had a booking in the first half, it's almost impossible to start throwing tackles in there. So that kind of ruined it for Norwood's game. And I would have probably had him off at half time or maybe just into the second half because you don't want someone who's a defensive midfielder sitting on a booking for 75, 80 minutes, something like that. Fleck, I thought he was very lethargic, gave the ball away way too much tonight. Moving on to the attacking players, Morgan Gibbs-White tried to make things happen like he does every week, but I think more often than not, he got snuffed out. He's not looking like the same player that he was when he came in, and I'm not sure whether that is because he's not playing as well or whether the players around him aren't up to his standards or if it's a bit of both. And I actually think it's a bit of both. It always is. When you're talking about two things that are affecting a player, I think if you're even thinking about it, it's probably both things. And yeah, for me, Morgan Gibbs-White, he needs to up his game massively. And really tonight, if we were going for that winner, I know it's me, but I'd have brought David McGoldrick on in an advanced area and tried to see if he could create something out of nothing because we had two really good chances in that second half. The second one was probably a bit of a half chance with Brewster, but we obviously took our goal well. Morgan Gibbs-White obviously took it really, really well. Sharpie did really well down that wing, and really Sharpie did probably more than Brewster and 𝐍𝐸 did all game in about 5 minutes. So Sharp's definitely laid down a marker and said, I want that shirt back. So well done, Sharpie, for that. Obviously, there's not many players that would have the nous to kind of go onto that left wing. And the thing is with Sharp, any other striker, if they're going out wide, you're like, get into the box. But Sharpie's so smart that he won't go all the way out to the edge of the area. He'll kind of take a detour to let somebody come inside, and that's the thing is with Sharpie. He's got a lot of assists this season because Iliman Ndiaye and Morgan Gibbs-White are making those runs into the box. Not something that we've seen for quite a while. Obviously, Lundstrom and Fleck were making last-minute runs in the first season of the Premier League, and we've not seen that since that season, really. And it's nice to see that, and obviously that's where the goal came from. So very well done from Sharpie coming on and making a difference. And Gibbs-White took his goal very, very well. 𝐍𝐸, I thought that's one of his poorer games tonight. He got completely and utterly dominated by Spence. Spence is a very good player, big, strong, quick, everything that Osborne isn't. Osborne, he got pushed about. And the thing is, even if you're smaller and you need to use your body better, And the thing is, if you're going to get pushed off the ball, you need to get a free kick. And a lot of the time, when Osborne got pushed off the ball, he didn't. And that's probably because he wasn't using his body well enough. He did okay in attacking areas, but like I say, he just constantly just got pushed off the ball, and he got brought off. And for me, I don't think he deserved to come off against Blackpool, but he definitely deserved to come off in this game. I thought it was not good anyway. He was not good. Then Moose up top and Brewster on the right wing for some reason. And the thing is, Iliman Ndiaye played kind of like at the side of Moose against Blackpool. I thought Brewster was going to play similar, and we're going to see either a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 like we normally play, but with Brewster maybe slightly further forward. But Brewster just stuck on the wing. What is the point? What is the point in having a striker that scored so many goals for Liverpool in the youth team, for England in the youth teams, and then just sticking him out wide? And I know he's not playing well. And I know he's had the chances and he's not scored goals. But if you're going to have any chance of getting Brewster scoring, you need to play him through the middle. You can't be sticking him out on the wing and just hoping that he creates something. I'd rather have David McGoldrick on the right wing because at least he's got a little bit more experience, a little bit more nous. He could probably play on that wing and create something. But Brewster just doesn't know how to play on the wing, and that's not his fault. So Bruce had a poor game, a really poor game, but he was spending half of his time stood in front of Bogle helping defend, and it's like, he's not a winger, he's not a defender. He was the only place that he wasn't playing today was a central striker, and that's his game. Moose didn't really. He got marked out of the game a bit. A couple of balls were kind of just trampolining off his foot. He didn't have a good game today, and he didn't really get into any good positions, and we really didn't create anything for him anyway. So it wasn't a good game for Moose. I'm glad we took him off because he wasn't doing anything. And then obviously Ndiaye came on, did okay, but didn't do anything in advanced areas. We didn't see him linking up with Morgan Gibbs-White like he has been doing in the past. So it would have been nice to have seen him a bit further forward, like what Sharp and kind of Morgan Gibbs-White were doing towards the end of the game, seeing Ndiaye in those areas, in those pockets of space, creating chances for him. But no, it wasn't one of his best games. I don't think it was really anyone's best game tonight. I think I said early on in the watch-along, I think the only player that can come out of this with the head held high was Christopher Basham, and he went and ruined it by kind of just leaving his area, really. Not leaving a man, leaving his area because he was stood way, way, way away from Egan and where the ball was going and where the strikers were. So I'm not sure why he did that. And I didn't really know whose fault it was until I looked back, and Basham was just so far away. Grabban stood all on his own. Frustrating. Really, really frustrating. But I'll quickly just jump into some comments because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be here all night. Mark Higgins, rubbish, Nick. Basham should be a regular. He's the glue that holds the team. I agree. I completely agree. But Basham was at fault for one goal and one that they should have put in the back of the net. You've got to see that. You've got to see that. Unbelievable. He doesn't have a winger to put on the wing. You're right. You're absolutely right. So why are we playing wingers? That's the thing, innit? That is the thing. Should try and get Ryan Sessegnon in January if we can afford to loan him. I was talking about this before a while back because obviously he played under Slav at Fulham, and Slav got some of the best football out of him. So that would be great to see. Really, really good to see. Don't entirely blame Jukanovic. Okay, let us know why, Mark. We didn't. At least we didn't lose. For me, Brewster was not good enough tonight. How many chances does he get? He had one chance tonight, and he put it straight at the goalkeeper, but it wasn't. It was a half chance. Morgan Gibbs-White should have released him a little bit earlier, but he side-footed it straight at the goalkeeper. Like, yeah, what else can you say about it? It was he had a defender bearing down on him, and the defender put him off. Let's be honest. Strikers not earning their wage. Oh, right. I thought you could say strikers not earning enough wages. Strikers not earning their wages again. Not sure changing formations. Every other game is helping. Bizarrely, still 5 points off the playoffs. The league is truly shocking this season. It really is, Paul. And I don't know how we are staying within touching distance. And really, we have got the players to do this. We have seen the players creating good chances and not putting the ball in the back of the net. Again, tonight it was a poor performance all round. We created one chance, we scored one goal. That is something. That is something that we can hold on to. And eventually this could turn round. And if it does turn round, then the fact that we're in the championship and the fact that everybody takes points off everybody, we may, you never know, if we go on a good run, get in and around the playoffs. But right now, that's the last thing on my mind, because that performance was not good enough in the slightest. Now, Hal, for me, is saying time to change the formation under Slav, get his own players into his style. The thing is, we've got to wait for January for that, haven't we? So what Hal's trying to say is change the formation to a 3-5-2 or something like that. But then if we are bringing wingers in, then we've got to change the formation back. It just feels like, I said this to Hal after the stream, it just kind of feels like a dress rehearsal. And this season, let's get it all out of the way. All the expectation that everyone's thinking, right at the start of the season, Sheffield United going to win titles, Sheffield United going to come second, Sheffield United are going to go up in playoffs. Let's get that all out of the way. We're not a Premier League team anymore. We don't deserve to be up there. Let's get this out of the way. Get rid of the deadwood. 5, 6, 7 players need to be gone by the end of the season. Bring in Slav's players. Let's get us playing like he did with Fulham, like he did with Watford, and we will enjoy watching Sheffield United eventually. But it's going to be a long, long old time until we see us winning games week in, week out. Gutted, to be honest, can't see us getting playoffs, definitely not. Bruce is not signed as a winger. Yes, I agree with that, obviously. I'd even try promoting some of the youth players under 23s. The thing is, we've just given away 2 of our best under 23 players to Southend. We've let Casper go. We've let Zach Brunt go. There's obviously a reason why we're not wanting to play him. Even Regan Slater can't even make the bench. Look at that finish that he did for the under 23s. He looked class. Harrison Neal looked really good. There's a lot of good young players, but obviously they're nowhere near the quality of the first team. Hard to believe, but that's just how it is. There's a massive gulf of difference between playing competitive championship football every week and playing in the under 23s. So yeah, there we go. SR Box saying Slav out. Andrew Brindley. Where is the good run going to come from? We have added players and hardly changed. I can't disagree with you, mate. I haven't got a clue. But you know what the championship is like. You know that things can change overnight. Couple of really good results, and then it changes. We've certainly got 2 very, very good attacking midfielders in Ndai and Morgan Gibbs-White. If they can be playing 90 minutes week in, week out, and then other players can chip in round them, and we can start scoring goals with these very expensive strikers that we've got, it could turn round. I can't see it right now, but it's a tough one. Agreed, Hal. I saw the lineup and was hoping to see 4-4-2, but Moose was up there by himself. McBurney out, Brewster out, Robinson out, Moose out. One of the good players, he's not even fully fit. Yeah, we are not good enough. Simple as that. Come on. You can't just say we're not good enough. It's not as simple as that. It's completely not as simple as that. Surely 3-4-3 with 2 narrow forwards suits us. Does it? I'm not sure it does, to be perfectly honest. 3 narrow forwards, unless Morgan Gibbs-White and Ndiaye are the narrow forwards. Is that what you're saying? Because we don't want to be playing Brewster there. We don't want to be playing McBurney as an attacking midfielder like he did in the Barnsley game. I'm just not enjoying it. I'm just not enjoying watching our team play football right now. And I think it's going to be a while before I really, really enjoy us playing good football week in, week out. Anyway, let's leave it there. I think we're all done. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm about to go to bed and probably not sleep now because I'm so annoyed. And I'll see you. Well, we'll see you for the Fans React tomorrow. So hopefully the Fans React have got some more positive words to say. But yeah, unfortunately, I do not. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.